Okay, here I am. I can't believe I stayed there for about an hour and a half. And what's your name?
Auréa Cormier.
Auréa Cormier. That was a good speech.
Thank you.
A good talk. Better than Jean-Claude. My God, you didn't get me upset once.
Jean-Claude does a good job as well.
I think the way he talks, I think he's too much demanding. But anyway, that's all right. He's a union guy. Okay, so is this the first meeting you had about suggesting to the government how to save money? How many?
I've done 4 or 5 so far.
Where have you been?
I was in Riverview. I was in Dieppe. I was in Saint-Louis-de-Kent. I was in Richibucto. And I'm here tonight.
Where are you going next?
My gosh, I have to look at my agenda.
Your agenda.
I have lots of...
How many, the other places, is it a bigger crowd?
Yes, we had bigger crowds.
Bigger?
Like yesterday in Saint-Louis-de-Kent, there were about 40 people.
40. Is that almost all the same stories?
We hear from the public, we hear the same stories, the same problems. The people are suffering from the same, how should I say, inequitable, things that are not just and equitable. People suffer from it.
Isn't it time to order full-time employees at social development? If you're casual, you're scared to speak up because you could be fired. You know what I mean? Isn't it time to really push to have full-time employees at the welfare office?
It's for sure that people who only work part-time don't make much money. Usually they are below the poverty line. If they work for less than 30 hours and they only get $10, $12 per hour, that's insufficient.
And they don't have a union to back you up. You're a casual worker.
That's right.
And then they go by the rules. They're afraid to fight because they don't want to cause a wave. No waves. You know what I mean? I think that's a major problem.
Yeah. Any employee that depends on government funding most employees are nervous about criticizing the money. Biting the hand that feeds them.
Yeah. I got a question for you. We eliminate, you've been around a long time. We eliminate slavery a long time ago. The Frenchmen, usually we had no rights. On avait pas de droit. The natives had no rights. How come women don't get paid equal pay for equal work? What's going on? What's wrong with this picture?
That comes down to us from thousands of ages. Men have placed themselves in a position of authority and they expect to be served by women. They consider raising a child as something that has no value, preparing food as something that is not very valuable.
I thought those days were long gone.
No, this is very much entrenched in our society.
Would it be human rights, United Nations, something?
There are laws against discriminating, but try to take these huge companies to court. The government doesn't want to touch it. They want it to become voluntary. Of course, it doesn't work.
So I push a broom here. I'm a man. I work for the government or whatever. I push a broom, and you push the broom right beside me, and you could be paid a lower wages because you're a female. And the law would say yes?
That's not true. We have now regulations that if you do exactly the same work, it is illegal to pay you less as a woman. But the problem is that the value of a janitor is judged to be higher, his work, than a secretary who has 2 years of community college.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's where the problem arises.
Okay. You're a smart girl. Who's better, Sean Graham to talk to or David Alward? Or Frank McKenna or Bernard Lord?
I respect David Alward quite a bit. I think
you don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's what you just said, right? Okay. Now go ahead.
I don't depend on government. I'm very fortunate to be self-sufficient.
David Alward. I think he's not fully. He's not phony, David Howard. He's pretty sincere. So what were you going to say about David Howard?
Well, I think that he's doing his best, but I wish that he would really bring his team to be so convinced that what they have to do is to govern New Brunswick for the common good of everyone.
Have you met with David Howard? Did you tell him what you showed tonight?
No.
No?
Okay?
So where's your next step? Where's your next stop? Don't know yet. You got a website?
Yes, we do. The Common Front has a website.
What is it?
Very good. It's fcnb.ca. www.fcnb.ca.
Listen, continue ton bon ouvrage. Merci beaucoup.